Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. Well, it's been a long road, but it's finally time to confront the Raincoat killer once and for all. Just one save room between us and him. And the save room has what we usually would get in any save room. With the addition of a turkey sandwich, which we'll pick up. Because we always pick those nasty sandwiches up. And there's one other thing in here that gets our attention. Spot to shave. Yeah, it's time to finally shave off our green veil beard. Because if we're going to close this case, we need to look like a respectable FBI agent. Alright, now that we're clean shaven, we're all equipped with our best weapons, it's finally time. You ready? Let's do this thing.
Welcome to Greenvale, Agent Francis York Morgan.
I finally got to see the real Greenvale. I knew you country folk were shy. It took you long enough to show me who you really are.
York, this is a wonderful and powerful town. Especially when it is raining.
I always get depressed when it rains. Especially in this town.
This town has two great treasures. Do you know what they are, York?
Those seeds are one of them. But I don't think they deserve to be called a treasure.
An ordinary man like you could never appreciate their true value. But you'll agree with my selection on the second treasure anyway.
I don't disagree with treasure number 2. Emily sparkles like a precious gem.
This town changed since she came here. The goddess from the city gave us the fruit of knowledge and gave us sin. When I first saw her, I realized I was such a fool. A fool for being satisfied by the petty girls from this countryside town.
George, I agree you were a fool, and you are a fool, even now.
Shut it, York! You're the fool here. Becky, Diane, and Carol. They all died right in front of you. You couldn't save even one of them. Not even one. You're the worthless fool here, and that's what proves it. But me, unlike you, I am strong. I have power. My mother taught me, the strong, who can overpower others, is always correct and right. My mother stepped on my face with her stiletto heels because she had power. And when her heel pierced my cheek, I learned to respect her. Since then, I obtained power of my own and found my own disciples. I became divine. All I need now is that goddess of fate and grab her with my hands. I want Emily in her stiletto heels.
You're out of your mind. The goddess won't smile for you anymore, George.
York, have you ever shot down a deer? Oh, it's so different from shooting a man. Deer hunting is great. They can be erotic creatures. Those black eyes, firm hips, slender legs. Hunting is a sign of power, especially in deer hunting. Did you know, York? From time to time, there's a family of deer that comes down to the graveyard. I shot them full of bullets, and they still remain standing. First, I thought they were zombies, But when I snuck up on one and cut its stomach out, I found the truth. The red seeds. Those seeds made those deer invincible.
George, no Olympics for you. You'll fail the doping test. You'd be good food for wild animals, though.
Shut your crap, York. I have these seeds because I chose them. They came to me, and that proves my divinity.
This is the mark my mother gave me. Proof of power. The red tree.
The red tree? You've got that all wrong, George. That's the mark of child abuse.
That's no use, York. Carol's death gave me eternal strength. It's surging through my body. I can no longer be killed. York, aren't you honored? You'll be the first to congratulate me for my new powers.
Okay, it's been revealed that George is indeed the Raincoat Killer. Now it's time to go one-on-one, axe versus axe. Alright. If we get too close, he can activate a QTE, and if we're far away, he can throw his axe. But let's see who comes out on top when we swing. Alright, he did. So George says that he's invincible now, and the guitar did not hurt him. So let's see how bullets do. What?
You think you're so clever. Maybe more.
That hurt him a little bit. But not that time. Even though he fell over, that only did a little bit of damage. But shooting at him head-on with that gun did not seem to really do much. Let's try to get up close and shoot him again. No, that's just turning out bad for us. So there seems to be something to this immortality thing, as we can't seem to hurt him very much. Let's try the flamethrower this time. Now that did a little. Did a little bit. Not too much, though. No, not the Legend Worm, but even though we have the Weather Doll working, those shots are taking a good amount of health off. First thing, of course, that did a little bit more, but we need to figure out how to consistently hurt him, don't we? Well, let's see how weak a shotgun blast to the face is. Alright, pretty weak. That's pretty weak. So, let's try the Magnum. Now, why has some shots hurt him and some have not? Have you figured it out? Should be able to. Yeah.
You think you're so clever.
It's the mark on his back. Unfortunately for George, the seeds did not make him immortal. Rather, they turned him into a video game boss with a big glowing weak spot on his back. Now that we know that, we are going to wail on that weak spot with Grekotch, just as soon as we can get around him. Which might not be the easiest thing, It's actually not too difficult to shoot him because his mark is exposed when he winds up for a swing. But if we're gonna use the guitar, gotta get around to his back. Hold on, he's standing still right now. There we go.
You think you're so clever?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more.
And that shot to the back actually did quite a lot of damage, if you see. There's not too much health left. Really, it is easier to use a gun. This is just for personal satisfaction. Oh, wait. No, that was my fault.
Going to crush you.
I just tried running around him. George. Okay. Alright, second swing. Okay, so we should be in position now. Just gonna stand there and there. Fortunately, we can't hit him while he's on the ground. But in the battle of axe versus axe, it seems like our axe is prevailing. Mm-hmm.
You think you're so clever? I've got many more. Getting Anna and Becky involved was all too easy. Carol and Thomas built a secret club for me. All we had to do was tell them about it, and they were giddy to join us immediately. That's where I used the seeds on Anna and Becky. Amazing results, let me tell you. They went berserk, like cats. Anna, especially, enjoyed the seeds. So I made my decision. She would be the first sacrifice for my immortality.
George, your poetic prose is a bit confusing. Let me reword this so it makes sense. You chose Anna as your first victim, so you could be a first-degree murderer. And you framed Thomas so it looked like he did it.
You saw him, didn't you? All made up.
He knew that he was only being treated as a substitute for Emily. He knew that. And Carol knew too. But they played along with your sick games.
Oh my, you're making me cry. He's the one who told me about the Raincoat Killer. About how to become divine, too. He didn't believe any of it. But when he told me, it all made sense. Why was I born in such a run-down dump? Why did my mother beat me every day? Why didn't Emily want me? Ultimate power!
Imagination like that, you belong in the zoo. Hollywood zoo.
Time to get serious, George.
Oh, I think we left Sirius behind a long time ago. So now that George is... Whoop, hold on. So Super Saiyan 3 George has the same attacks that he did before, and he still does this to gloat, but unfortunately he's too tall now. Our guitar can't reach that back scar. And when he throws you to the ground, waggle the stick as fast as you can, because you only about have a second to do it. That can be very easy to die right there. Okay, so if we can't use the guitar, we'll go back to our most powerful gun, the mag. Again, we're going to be avoiding his thrown axes and try to... Okay. When he gloats, as before, get behind him. So like before, we're going to try to hit the back point when he's about to throw his axe, like the first time we hit that scar. Nope, missed. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, there you go. Yeah, since you don't actually have to get behind him. And the Magnum, that does quite a lot of damage too. Because George has over half his health gone at this point. Yeah, he's almost done. Only one more. And there it is.
Mama, I didn't do anything bad. Why? Why are you doing this to me? It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I have to apologize to Mom. I didn't do anything wrong. You know who it was. He's the one who made me do all this. He's the one that gave me the wonderful present. And it filled me with confidence. And that was when I realized. That I am blessed. York, no, you haven't. Right to hold on to it.
You mean this? Why are you so concerned about this locket?
I told you I'm the chosen one. Only the chosen one can own that locket. That's what he told me. Haha! I am special! I am!
And George throws his axe very slowly at us. And we can't move, we can only shoot at it. Oh, missed. And when you miss, during that crucial point, George raises his fist to the heavens. And gains almost half his health back. So the battle continues. Perhaps there is something to this immortality business after all. Now George's axes are quite slow when he throws them. Hold on. Will this do? George's axes are quite slow when he throws them. Which might... Hold on, let's see if he does it again. Yeah. So we only need one more shot. And... Missed. Oh, right. Yeah, the axes home in on you. So you have to either evade or shoot them out of the air. I'm doing it now. Couldn't seem to do it before. And George has smartened up a little bit. If we're pointing our gun at him, he won't expose his back scar. It makes things a little more difficult. Right, he's... Okay, there we go. No, missed. That did stop him in his tracks. Start waggling. Only one more shot needed, and then we're back to where we were before. I was out of position for that. Got it. And oh, that's a bad time to reload. That is a bad time to reload. Dodge that. Okay, out of bullets, reload, reload, reload. This is, yeah, slow motion reloading. This is not a good time for this. Okay, so in this part, we can't actually move. All we can do is aim the gun and try to shoot those axes out of the air. And I'm missing. Why am I missing now? Nope. Gotta reload again. Evade, reload. So yes, I can't actually move around right now. I'm stuck in one place, with the exception of being able to evade, and for some reason I'm missing these axes. Wait, that's right, I have to shoot the axe handle.
Can this be? I'm divine!
No. You're a first-degree murderer. And I'm a federal agent. George, of course you're going to lose.
So the legend of the new Raincoat Killer comes to an end, as George appeared to be quite dead, fried to a crisp by lightning. So I don't think those Raincoat Killer murders can continue, considering he's dead and, yeah, very dead. But York collapsed. Let's see how he's doing. And we find ourselves once again back in the Red Room. Before we go forward, let's turn around, look backwards, because there's a trading card there. York's mother, Valentine. That card's easy to miss if you don't look behind you in this part. Let's go talk to these people who are apparently gathered to see us.
You will also be able to return back soon.
Oh, well, good, I suppose.
Very soon, you'll be able to go back to where you came from.
Well, I don't see what's so funny about that. Oh, and look who it is. We finally caught up with Anna. Sure. That's all she has to say, I guess. Well, it's good to see Becky's looking so happy, considering how brutally she was murdered. There's Diane. It's just a good time in the Red Room. Oh, and look who it is. She got here fast. And Carol didn't even need to change her clothes. Oh, look who we got here.
You also need to have more fun. I'll play with you a little if you like.
Well, I think we're still mad at you about that whole trying to kill us thing from before. You seem to have calmed down, though.
Expect no praise. You did nothing but your duty.
Xander Morgan apparently does not believe in positive reinforcement.
Francis, well done. I'm sure your father wants to congratulate you.
Nope, no he didn't. Just talk to him. Now that we've spoken to everyone, the door out of this place unlocks. Well, let's see where it leads us.
I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to go with your parents yet. There is still something you need to do. Open that envelope.
Agent York, finally you're awake.
How long have I been out?
A whole day, plus 10 hours or so. I wanted to challenge you to a game, but you were asleep.
Emily. Which room is Emily in?
Emily? What, she hurt too? She hasn't come into the hospital.
What? I told Kaysen to bring her here.
Kaysen? Well, Kaysen came. I mean, he's the one who brought you here. Which reminds me, he asked me to give you this.
What is it?
I don't know. He just asked me to hand it to you after you woke up. Anyway, you solved the case, right? Hey, do you want to play some chess?
Sorry. I'll have to take a rain check. I have an urgent issue I need to attend to, and I need to leave the hospital. Zach, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, Kaysen did not bring Emily to the hospital, but he did come back for York to bring him. He gave us a map to something. Well, I guess we should find out where that map leads to before we head off. As usual, just follow the red arrows to get to the destination. George's house. So we have our cars here, including the milk barn van, which I don't think we'll be taking. There's Keith and Usher's cars as well. All the cars that we've bought so far. But there's only one car, of course, that matters. There it is. Thought for a second it might not have brought that one. But let's head in there and head over to George's. Which is George's house, and we're heading there as fast as we can. Though as we see, there are dogs out on the prowl in Greenville tonight. So even though George is dead, it seems that this case is not yet over. What? Did the dog just land on us? Oh, never mind, no time to look at that. We know that Emily was in a bad way after Carol shoved the seeds in her mouth, and then York had Kaysen take her to the hospital, but apparently Kaysen never came. So Kaysen did come back for York, and Kaysen has given York a map to George's house and a key to something, though perhaps we won't know until we actually get to the destination what it's for. Wouldn't George's mother still be at his house? I never met her. I never actually got inside George's house at all. Alright, we'll soon find out, as George's house is just down this street.
George's house? This is most strange, Zach. I thought the story was all over. But it looks like there's something else before we get to see the ending.
George's house is most sparse. Not exactly how you'd expect him to live. And I guess that key was for George's house itself. Doesn't even have doors in his house. It has tarps hanging in the doorways. There's music coming from somewhere. Looks like George enjoys these dress forms as much as Carol does. Probably don't even need it at this point, but might as well. Let's have a look around, see what George has been hiding in here all this time. Of course, previously, whenever we've talked to George, he's never let us in his house. Just made us stand out front. You kind of see why, looking at the interior. I don't know if it's really necessary anymore. But yeah, that was the wire that was used to create Becky's death trap, as well as used to hang Diane up in the art gallery. George has a payphone in his house. Looks like George does need to replace some of these electrical fixtures as well. It's not like he can do it anymore, I guess. The bathroom. Trading card on a toilet, so we'll pick that up. We do remember the stuffed deer head that was in George's office. Door, maybe this is the back door? Yeah, whatever it is, we can't go through. But we hear music coming from somewhere, and there's just one more tarp to look at. The one with the red glowies. Right, another secret door. Another one that we headbutt against. Yeah, I know, it's a serious time for serious business. So let's just open the door then. Alright, I had to do that one more time. Just one more time, though. Okay, now we're gonna see what's down there. A basement. And what looks to be writing on the walls. That's always promising. Looks like George did not want someone to find what he was keeping down here.
Zach, it looks like George really had a thing for Emily.
Yeah, we kind of established that. But it is something new to see that he had a photo shrine to her in his basement. And that doesn't even look possible to sleep on. How does he sleep on that? Well, I don't remember George wearing that t-shirt. I guess that's for George's casual time. Yeah, probably better if she didn't. And one other thing, we see a peeping spot over here, where the music is coming from.
Meeting the mother is always a bad experience after killing the son. Zach, look. That wasn't a reversed peace mark. It's a tree. Red tree. F.K. Kaysen. Forrest Kaysen. He's the one? Emily.
And indeed, even though the Raincoat Killer is dead, the case is still not over. There's still some unfinished business, as it turns out that Kaysen has had a lot to do with this whole thing, as the coffee told us from the beginning, but perhaps we didn't pay enough attention to it. So we found George's mother, whose body appeared to be overrun by some kind of plant, and York has finally made the connection between the reversed peace mark and the shape of a tree. Kaysen's challenged York to come to the theater for the final confrontation. So next time, the case gets closed. See you then.